Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for this weekly preview to the men's and women's tour-level action. Today we're diving into the big storylines to watch at this year's Canadian Open, where Jessica Pegula is chasing a rare hat trick, Swiatek is out to stop her, and the men's side looks wide open for surprises. Let's break down what's ahead for both draws. Starting with the women's side. Pegula is a two-time defending champion in Canada, and she'll be looking to make it 3 in a row this year. But it won't be easy. She's coming in off 2 straight defeats and will need to shake off that dip in form quickly. Standing in her way is top contender Iga Swiatek, who's looking for her first ever Canadian Open title. Swiatek comes in full of confidence after her stunning run at Wimbledon, where she won her first grass court title. Before the grass season, Swiatek hadn't reached a final all year, and then she broke through at Bad Homburg and lifted the trophy at Wimbledon right after. Swiatek could face Yulia Putintseva in the second round, Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in the third, and Clara Tauson in the fourth. If all goes to plan, her quarterfinal opponent could be Australian Open champion Madison Keys or her Wimbledon semi-final rival Belinda Bencic. Keys has been in top hard court form this season and might edge Bencic before a possible clash with Swiatek in the quarters. If Swiatek does make the Final Four, she could run into Pegula again. Pegula's path could include Maria Sakkari in round 2, Magda Linette in the third, and Lyudmila Samsonova in the fourth. There's another twist here. Wimbledon finalist Amanda Anisimova could set up a rematch of last year's final with Pegula, the quarters. But watch out for Emma Raducanu. She's found form at just the right time, having made the Washington Open semifinal. Raducanu should handle Elena Gabriela Ruse in round 1, Peyton Stearns in round 2, and she's already beaten Anisimova twice this year, so don't be surprised if she sneaks through that section. Washington finalist Kalinskaya could meet Raducanu again in the fourth round, but she has her work cut out. She'd need to beat Ann Lee, then Elise Mertens, and Alina Svitolina back-to-back. We think Svitolina will be too strong and could end up stopping both Kalinskaya and Raducanu on her way through. Now, what about Coco Gauff? The top seed also hasn't lifted the trophy here yet, and her path is far from easy. Danielle Collins could be waiting in the second round, with Olga Danilovic possibly in the third. The in-form Marie Buskova, or Sofia Kenin, could test her in the fourth round, and Jasmine Paolini might be the quarterfinal opponent. If Gauff makes it through, she could meet rising star Mira Andreeva in the semis. The 18-year-old Russian is making her Canadian Open debut, but already has titles in Dubai and Indian Wells this year. She's been excellent on hard courts, with a 20-4 win-loss record so far. Andreeva might run into Bianca Andreescu early, then Leylah Fernandez in the third round. Daria Kasatkina or Marta Kostyuk could be waiting in the fourth, and either Emma Navarro or Elena Rybakina in the quarters. Now let's talk about the men's draw, where things really are wide open. Alexander Zverev comes in as the top seed, but he's looking to bounce back after a first-round upset at Wimbledon. Earlier this year, though, he did reach the Australian Open final, so he knows how to find form on the big stage. He'll be hoping the switch back to hard courts brings some consistency to what's been an up-and-down year for the world number 3. Zverev starts in the second round and is expected to face Los Cabos semifinalist Adam Walton first. 18-year-old Brazilian prospect João Fonseca could be waiting in the third round, with 14th seed Francisco Cerundolo seeded to meet him in the last 16. Holger Rune, the 5th seed, could be his quarterfinal opponent, with Lorenzo Musetti, the 3rd seed, lined up for a potential semifinal. But Musetti has struggled off clay this year and has his own tricky section to navigate. He'll likely face a qualifier first, then Alex Michelson in the third round. If he makes it through, a fourth-round clash with local hero and Los Cabos champion Denis Shapovalov could be a big test. Shapovalov has looked sharp on hard courts, winning in Dallas, and making the semis in Acapulco, so he could definitely upset Musetti in the last 16, though he may then run into Rune in the quarters. Second-seeded Taylor Fritz headlines the bottom half. He had an excellent grass swing, winning in Stuttgart and Eastbourne and making the Wimbledon semis. He did suffer an upset loss in the Washington quarters, but still looks well-placed to go deep here. He should open against Camilo Ugo Carabelli, who we picked to beat Roberto Carballes Baena in round 1. Home favorite Gabriel Diallo could be a third-round test, while 19th seed Jiri Lehecka might challenge him in the round of 16. 6th-seeded Andrei Rublev is seeded to meet Fritz in the quarters, but his form has been inconsistent. Washington semi-finalist Davidovich Fokina or Miami Open champion Jakub Mensik could well knock Rublev out before then. Either way, Fritz will likely face a real fight in the last 8, but should edge through to a potential semi-final against 4th seed Ben Shelton, who's playing well in Washington at the time of recording. Shelton's possible path includes Marcos Giron in the 2nd round, Brandon Nakashima in the 3rd, local hope Felix Auger-Aliassime in the 4th, and then a potential quarter-final against either Francis Tiafoe or Alex de Minaur. De Minaur's steady form might just give him the edge over Tiafoe. Keep an eye out for surprises too. Next-gen star Fonseca could upset 32nd seed Matteo Arnaldi early. Shapovalov, based on his current form and home support, could make the last 16 ahead of 16th seed Tomas Machak. And Jiri Lehecka might come through against Arthur Fils, who's just returning from injury and may need time to settle in. So, can Swiatek deny Pegula a Canadian Open hat trick? Will the men's side deliver a surprise new champ? Drop your predictions in the comments. Who's your pick for the title? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next tennis breakdown. Thanks for watching.